The humiliated president of Harvard, Claudine Gay, was not fired because of her skin color nor her sex. She was fired because she's an academic thief who happens to be anti-Semitic. In the last week or so, we saw the saga of Claudine Gay. If you remember, we did a couple of shows on this. This is her. She's the ex-president of Harvard who refused to tell a congressional subcommittee that calling for the death of Jews violates the Harvard Code of Conduct because it depends on context. And then people started looking into her, and it turns out she's a full-time plagiarist. Now, plagiarism at Harvard or any major school is a very serious thing. If you're going for your master's or your doctorate, you're supposed to use your own work to create your opinions on something that can be evaluated. Well, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens have come forward to say she, in her writings, stole my work, whole paragraphs taken out of my work and stuck into her work. Now, here's where it gets weird. You're going to recognize this guy.
Oh, Fire Marshal Bowman.
I love that name. I was going to put up the fire marshal picture, but it's blurry. I wanted people to see his face. He came out with an astounding statement yesterday. He's a progressive. He's a member of the Squad. He hates Israel, doesn't like Jews. He said that Claudine Gay was forced out not because of her anti-Semitism, which is true, not because of her plagiarism, which is true. She was forced out of Harvard because she's black. Now, there's a couple things I've got to tell you about that resignation. Number one, you can see that Claudine Gay is black. You can see that Fire Marshal Bowman is black. Do you know the color of the people who accused Claudine Gay of of plagiarism? What their race was?
Black.
Amazing. It's true. It wasn't. They didn't accuse her of plagiarism because she's black and they're white and they just want to bring down a black woman, right? Al Sharpton said the same thing. You know what's interesting? The other president that got fired from the University of Penn for hating on Jews is white. Why'd she get fired? She got fired for hating on Jews and not being able to say racism is bad. It had nothing to do with her color. It had to do with the fact that she academically violated the code of conduct and couldn't even hold up the code of conduct for Harvard. Fire Marshal Bowman said that Republicans lack the requisite diversity to understand the viewpoint of Palestinian Americans, of Black Americans, and they won't back down on their standing with Israel. So I guess Bowman and Gay are on team I hate Israel and I love plagiarism. I guess. I don't know what else to say because she didn't get kicked out because of racism. She got kicked out because she's prejudiced, won't follow the code of conduct, and she's an intellectual academic thief. But guess what she's still making in salary? Want to guess?
Is she still making a salary even though she resigned?
They kept her on as a teacher of diversity.
Oh, so she's still
making
there.
$900,000 a year.
Wow. So just kissing $1 million a year.
Just under it. And she doesn't have to be president anymore.
How much was she making as president?
$900,000. They kept her full salary. They just lowered her workload by 90%.
So she just changed her status. She can no longer be president because I guess Obama couldn't, fight the whole plagiarism thing. It's up to 50 counts, Barry. You know what, Barry? 50 counts of plagiarism. And we talked about this. And if there's one count before, anyone in the past, one count of plagiarism, if you're a student, faculty member, teacher, whatever, professor, whatever, it didn't matter. One count of plagiarism. You're done at Harvard. We don't play that. She has up to 50 count. All they did was move her from one location to another location to continue with her hateful rhetoric. If I went to Harvard and I was accused of plagiarism, even if I did plagiarism.
You mean if you went to Harvard again?
Yeah. Yeah. If I went to Harvard again and I was accused of plagiarism and they removed me, I would sue. I would absolutely sue. Isn't Harvard filled with lawyers? Isn't that what the whole point of Harvard?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the whole point?
You know why she didn't sue? Because 50 people, most of them black females who are academic geniuses, didn't like their stuff stolen. I wouldn't either. Look, in academia, you're only as famous and influential as people value your academic contributions.
Right.
If somebody steals your stuff and says it's theirs, well, you're a nobody then. Those people are really upset, and they should be. No apology given.
I mean, 50 counts
for their work.
50 counts. I mean, my goodness. Well, you know what? And again,
somebody at the University of Pennsylvania last year with one count of misidentification of a study in a paper. It wasn't even plagiarism.
Yeah.
They threw him out.
Yeah.
This is full plagiarism where people have come forward and said, look, here's my paragraph. Here's Claudine Gay's paragraph. Which is which? And they're identical, except it was written by this lady years before and published, right? And it was stolen. And Harvard doesn't even have the ethics to say, you know what, we screwed up. We didn't do enough research. She's an academic thief.
It's because she's black, Barry. And I've learned this. As a black person, Barry, I can go down to the store and rob it right now and get away because I'm black. Because I've been oppressed, Barry, so I get to do it. I can go do plagiarism all day long, Barry, because I'm black. Because, see, I don't know how to read and write to get from the get-go, so I have to steal it from somebody else. Even if someone else black wrote it, I still have to steal it from them because I can't do it on my own. So it's perfectly fine. And besides, if I have Obama in my back pocket calling and say, hey, okay, still don't fire, give her $1 million a year, just below $1 million a year, and, we'll make sure we take care of it. The reason why she finally stepped down is because Harvard lost $1 billion since this all started. $1 billion.
You mean donations being yanked?
$1 billion. And I'm saying, you know what? Yeah, we like you. We love your hatred towards Israel, but we like money more. So we're gonna have to move you and just get everything to be quiet down. Just become a professor. Go ahead and still push your hateful rhetoric. We'll put you over here. So why would they still continue to donate money to Harvard, even though that all they're doing is moving her to another location to indoctrinate more children?